Fourth skill is classifying real numbers. Remember, all real numbers are either rational or irrational. So which of these numbers are rational and which ones are irrational? Whole numbers can be written as fractions, so they are rational. Terminating decimals can be written as fractions, so they are also rational. We already mentioned that mixed numbers and repeating decimals can be turned into fractions also. Pretty much if there's no square root sign, or a pi, or something strange, it's going to be rational. What about the square root of 6? The square root of 6 is irrational because 6 is not one of the perfect squares. 81, on the other hand, is a perfect square. The square root of 81 is 9. So this too is rational. It's hard to tell about the square root of 1.21. As a fraction, 1.21 is just 121 over 100. And we notice the numerator and the denominator are both perfect squares. So this number also is rational. What about the square root of 12.1? This is the same as the square root of 121 over 10. 10 is not a perfect square, so this will end up being irrational. What about the square root of 2/17? Neither 2 or 17 are perfect squares, and they can't be reduced any further, so this must be irrational. What about the square root of 2/50? 2 is not a perfect square, 50 is not a perfect square, so it looks irrational. But if we reduce it, 2/50 is 1/25. 1 and 25 are both perfect squares, so this number is secretly rational. What about the square root of pi? I'm not positive, but I'm gonna think it's probably irrational.